Anyway, I'm Jenelle Leonard, who just slipped here,
It's okay. Oh, no.
and Dennis Harper.
Hold on.
We teach, we help the teachers. We learn leadership skills. As STLs, we collectively help. We help teachers, we help students, and we help.
Somebody unplugged our system.
Okay, we're back with you. So we have a 15-minute presentation, and I understand that we stand between you and the wine and cheese, so we're going to be quite brief and succinct. But what I'd like to do is introduce, this is our team, and it consists of Dr. Harper, who is the CEO and founder of the GenYes project, as well as Jessa Thomas with Capital One, and MeLinda Gooch, who represents the Prince George's School District. So in introducing this project, I really have to share this bit of information. Dr. Harper, Bob, and I go back, I'm going to say almost 25 years. At that time, I was the program manager at the U.S. Department of Ed for technology grants. And both Bob and Dennis had technology grants. These were Technology Innovation Challenge grants that were 5-year grants that were actually valued at $10 million. And so GenYes is a product of those grants. And Dr. Harper, after 23 years, is still implementing the GenYes project that started under a grant that was funded by the U.S. Department of Ed. So with that, I'm going to let Dr. Harper continue the story about GenYes and the CRA project.
Okay, thanks, Jenelle. I think this is going to be a little different session because now you're going to see a story where banks did use CRA funds to fund the project, and something's happened. We're going to show you what's happened. MeLinda's going to show you a world premiere video that was just completed this week of the results of this. So it was a crazy idea. It was an innovation grant that somehow Jenelle approved back 26 years ago or 25 years ago, where kids would be taught first before teachers. So the kids would get the development first, then they would train the teachers rather than training teachers and teachers training kids. So putting the 92% of a school kids up front instead of the 4% teachers. And that crazy idea has gone along. We've had 440,000 kids we've trained, and we have over 2,000 schools over the years. So I'm going to show you real quick a 1-minute video, and I'm going to turn it over to Jessa here. And the first thing, if I can figure out here, I'm just going to try to drag this back. There we go. So this video here is of a project we did in Los Angeles, a digital equity project. This wasn't funded by CRA, but it's a recent project we did in 20 schools in LA, USD.
Where does the dog hate to shop? At a flea market. Where does the dog hate to shop? At a flea market.
We help kids in any department of technology.
We teach, we help the teachers.
We learn leadership skills.
As STLs, we collectively help.
We help teachers, we help students, and we help each other.
STLs are leaders. teachers have a lot to grade, and that's why they recruited the STLs.
The whole world is basically just going technology forward. It helps the students because some of them don't really have technology at home.
Kids did over 50,000 projects with their teachers to integrate and help peers in the schools. So I'm going to turn this over to Jessa from Capital One, who is going to talk about this project and maybe the new project. It's up to you.
Great, thank you.
I'm going to cue up the next videos.
All right, I'm going to hold on to the podium really tight. Hi, everyone. I'm Jessa Thomas, and I'm from Capital One. I'm responsible for our national grants portfolio across the U.S., and one of the joys of my jobs is getting to work with organizations like GenYes and actually go into the schools and see the kids that we get to serve together. So Capital One believes that by pouring into the communities where we both do business and our associates live, that bringing the rising tide up is actually good for business. So we have a lot of vested interest in the communities that we're in. Economic opportunity is really the backbone of Future Edge, the program that you heard about earlier today. So when we had the opportunity to partner with GenYes, it was a really fantastic partnership to dive in and really see how we could bridge the digital divide. And I think the silver lining there has been that it also qualifies for CRA, which, as you've heard multiple times today, is a huge turning point on the CRA journey and with the OCC and the regulators. This morning, I got to go and do a visit at one of the schools. And I have to tell you, those students, they're adorable, but they are so smart. They told us about a project that they'd been working on within Google Slides. And Capital One has recently just joined the Google train. And I told them that their expertise is actually better than our own associates. So we got to have them over to Capital One to train our own folks. And when we at Capital One think about a talent pipeline and future of hiring, this is exactly where we want to be, training the next generation up. And I think that was just a perfect example of the things that we hope to do in our communities. So with that, I would love to hand it over to MeLinda Gooch, who I got to meet this morning. And she is really a driving force and doing a lot of really unique work, but very hard work behind the scenes in Prince George's County. So with that, I will hand it over.
Thank you. I'm not going that far over. Good afternoon, good evening. My name is MeLinda Gooch, and I'm a proud product of Prince George's County Public Schools. I now serve as supervisor of instructional technology and support, and I have a 19-year employment history with Prince George's County Public Schools. So I've been there most of my life. Prince George's County, because I know we have some people who are not from this area, it's one of the nation's 25 largest school districts. We have 208 schools and centers, more than 130,000 students, 19,000 employees, and the school system serves a diverse community from urban, suburban, rural communities in the Washington, D.C. suburbs. Recently, I had an opportunity to go to one of the schools for Career Day, and one of the students asked me specifically, "Who inspired you?" And I had to step back because I'd never had that question posed to me at any of these presentations. And I thought about it, and I said, well, you know, there really wasn't a specific person, but it was a village. It was a community of people and organizations that were working together. They may have been working in silos, but they were all working together, and it all came together for my good. After I graduated, I had one of my neighbors who was in the military, and he would talk to me about things that I needed to know in terms of making my career choice. And I thought about some of our conversations, and I realized, well, you know what? He's traveled the world, so this may be a valid person to listen to. So he was on his way to Korea. And while he was gone, I made a decision to go to college, and I started out in a certificate program for technology. After that program, I realized I was so close to having the next degree that I kept going. So I got bit. I got bit by the bug. And so I kept going and kept going and kept going until I got to the point where I earned my master's degree in computer information systems. And as a result of that, I was able to be the first teacher of the Cisco Network Academy in my local school district, but it was my high school alma mater, so I was really excited about that. And that led me to become a network engineer for Prince George's County Public Schools. I served in that position for 5 years before I became manager of network operations. So I said that to say I got a lot of experience, but I was moving and charting the waters for some positions and some locations and things that really didn't exist. So I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. So while I was in that management position, school ended in June, it started back up in August. I had the awesome responsibility of hiring 96 IT technicians, training them and placing them in our schools within our school district. So as I was going through looking at the resumes, I realized a pattern. I started seeing this pattern. And in this pattern, I noticed the things that my career counselor told me to put on my resume. But it was really based on classroom experience. But if you don't know and you're in the position to hire, you look at these resumes and they look stunning. Like these people can do this and they can do that, but really what they were really referring to was the labs that they did in school. So as a result of that, that experience from having been in that position as a student, I knew what I was looking at when I was going through the resumes. So that was very important to me to pull the best candidates out of the stack of hundreds of resumes that I reviewed. Prince George's County they started an IT high school program. So this covered the high school students. And in that high school program, those students were being trained to become network engineers, and they were being trained to be A+ certified. So if you think about it, we're moving into a different era, because networking is now the new kid on the block. It's not web processing, it's not creating websites, it's networking. So out of that program, we were actually able to hire 8 students, and they are now employed in Prince George's County as IT technicians. So I think that's a really good thing that happened in our district. And it was because somebody was thinking, somebody was funding, someone was dreaming about where we could go from where we were at that particular time. So it's really not about my story, but my story helps to validate what I'm going to say about GenYes. So we have something in place for the children at the upper levels, but what about the children starting out? Because this is their world. This is where they are with technology. They're digital natives. This makes sense to them. We've got the adults still trying to figure it out. Some of them are kicking and screaming, not trying to go with it. But you've got the babies, and they're eager about the technology. Not only that, they're eager about the opportunity to be empowered to help, empowered to show and share their skills. And so we are excited about what GenYes offers, because in our district we have children grades 3 through 8, so that covers the bottom half of the story. And those students have 3 different components in this GenYes. They have a very rich technology curriculum. There's 17 units that are packed and jammed with a lot of information, and it's constantly changing and upgrading as technology changes. In addition to that, there are labs that they can perform, which gives them that classroom knowledge. But the third component, which is most important, is the technology assistant projects, where those students figure out what the needs are that the teachers have. They communicate, they build self-esteem. They're able to communicate and articulate exactly what it is that they're doing. So this is great for them because it's really a win-win. The students are learning, the students are demonstrating what they learned, they're helping the teachers, administrators, they're helping their peers, and they're developing leadership skills. So they're also being trained to think outside of the box, problem solve. So all of these computational thinking skills that we talk about on a daily basis, these students are developing those and they're passing it on. They're sharing their experience. So we are really excited about the commitment that GenYes has to this educational process in terms of providing a product that will help the students to not only operate where they are, but to operate into positions that don't even exist. Because that's what happened to me. Networking wasn't on the board. When I started out, I was working on a Wang computer. Now I'm going to tell my age. A Wang computer where the operating system was on a floppy and the actual program was on another floppy, and you had to keep switching back and forth. That's where I started. And from where I am today, it's like flip the button. And these kids, they miss that wonderful experience, but they're able to think outside of the box. So on behalf of Prince George's County Public Schools and all of the students that are participating in this program, we say thank you. Thank you for your consideration in funding this project so that our students will have an opportunity to be able to do some things and to also be the forerunners for their generation in moving technology and helping to change the educational paradigm so that not only will the teachers see them in operation, they can say, well, if little Doug can do it, so can I. And so I thank you for your opportunity to allow me to speak. But I want to share, I forgot about the video. Sorry. We put this video together, and I want to share it with you.
Prepares students to join educators in the school transformation process and overcome K-12 technology integration challenges. During school year 2018-2019, 10 schools participated in this program. They were Apple Grove Elementary School, Avalon Elementary School, Barnaby Manor Elementary School, Avalon Elementary School, Barnaby Manor Elementary School, Benjamin Floyd Creative and Drew Freeman Middle School, Excel Academy Public Charter School, J. Frank Dent Elementary School, Kettering Elementary School, and Princeton Elementary School. These schools represented a variety of what Prince George's County has to offer. In Princeton Elementary School. These schools represented a variety of what Prince George's County has to offer, including elementary and middle schools, as well as specialty programs such as Spanish immersion, creative and performing arts, and public charter schools. Students ranging from 3rd to 8th grade participated in the program, which sought to address 4 specific goals. 1, narrow the digital divide. 2, provide PGCPS school students with a rigorous computer science experience. 3, garner student interest in pursuing careers in the IT and computer science workforce, including computer science teaching. And 4, prepare a team of student technology leaders, or STLs, to provide technology integration support for their teachers and peers.
When I get older, I want to study computer science, and I feel like this class is helping me to prepare to go to college.
On the website and just making like things to do with the other kids in the school to help them with technology, and definitely survey for the other teachers. I liked talking with them and telling them a little bit about the program.
We learn about different types of technology sites and different things, how to learn how to program your own websites and stuff.
I learned that we can help teachers with the internet and the computers if they have a little bit of problems with that, and help that internet connection to work good. I wanted to share that GenYes is a good internet classes because I always wanted to help the internet. Like when someone is loading like so slow and they need help, so I wanted to help them.
I get to help my teacher, my classmates, and learn about technology.
I like that we're able to help students and teachers to learn about the technology. Also, so when they need help, they can be able to access the technology very easily.
The schools benefit from a very rich computer science curriculum that includes activities prepared. It's very minimal prep time for the teachers to get the students prepared. This is a win-win for our schools because the students get leadership skills. You know, some of the students are really shy when they start out talking to adults and working with adults. They have the opportunity to work with their students and their peers, helping them out in the classroom with technology from a leadership perspective.
In order to reach these goals, STLs were supported by school-based facilitators who encouraged and mentored them in their leadership journey as they completed technology assistance projects, or TAPS for short.
The students are able to really learn a lot of different things that they wouldn't necessarily learn with a normal technology class, like being able to set up the projectors, being able to help other teachers, and really being able to hone in on their personal information and being able to kind of share that information.
Our students were excited to take the GenYes challenge as they truly embrace becoming leaders in their school community.
I want to say that this GenYes program is a real opportunity for us to learn about more technology, also for other students and teachers, and this is a great opportunity for me.
And we are really, really excited that the students are taking part and becoming a part of the digital transformation.
Months on your desk if you want to read it, and we're around during the Y and Choose, which is coming up fast. I'm not going that way.
No. That's why I step up from there. This is very inspiring. I'm so smitten by the work that GenYes does. If you want to treat yourself and see research on impact, if you do a Google search on the phrase GenYes, one word, and research, and Dennis has put together, and his students have put together, student tech leaders that he works with in Olympia, Washington, where they're headquartered in their very nonprofit. They put together a section of the website on the jaw-dropping research on the effects of participation in this program for kids. And the more at risk they are, the more life-changing the results. It is an incredibly inexpensive, very impactful, validated program. And as Dennis will tell you, it is one of the most extensively evaluated technology for learning initiatives